Hi folks, hope you're doing well. It's 1:30 in the morning on the 27th of the 5th, 2020. 1 second, let's pull the mic up so you can hear me better. It was sitting on the floor, sorry about that. Oh dear. Sorry, a bit nasally. Just listened to a song that was a very, very tough one to listen to for reasons that I've run into a few times before, and I'll go into it a bit now. The song is If the World Was Ending. And again, it's talking about the one. I mean, it's such an incredibly beautiful song. It really is. Listen to it. Give it a listen to. Download it if you can. It's beautiful. Truly, 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 truly beautiful. I'll give you a tiny bit of background. I'm not going to go right into background, but even into background in the last couple of days. Last couple of days, again, I've been speaking to God about this lady and saying, you know, I don't think it's likely that it's going to happen. And I get in the car tonight, taking the dogs out, and this song comes on. And I know immediately what this song is talking about. I mean, it's gorgeous. The song basically says, if the world was ending, you come over, right? You come over and you'd stay the night. Would you love me for the hell of it? All our fears would be irrelevant. Earlier on in the song, they both sing the lyric independently. I know, you know, we know, you weren't down for forever, and it's fine. I know, you know, we know, we weren't meant for each other, and it's fine. Both of them think the other person wasn't down for forever, and they're pretending it's fine. Both of them, therefore, accept that we're not meant for each other because that other person is not down for forever. And then they say it's fine. But if the world was ending, who would they choose to be with? Each other. Yeah. Beautiful. Truly, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, because they're talking about that sort of relationship where they are a fit for each other. And they're talking about absolute love. But they're talking about the point where they, as I said, when it says, but if the world was ending, you come over, right? It says, all our fears would be irrelevant. What fears are they talking about? They're talking about the fears of falling. If they fell, as in fell in love, would they be caught or would they just fall? Would they hit the ground hard or would they be caught? And that's the fear that we often have. And yeah, I mean, apparently with me, I just took the dogs for a walk. I said to God, I said, look, Lord, I said, I know that, yeah, you haven't said she is, you haven't said she hasn't. I said, I know that I've also myself said, it's none of my business right now. You know, I don't need to know. At this moment in time, I don't need to know whether she is or she isn't, especially if she is, because of the fact that there's nothing I can do about it. And I've already said time and time again that it's not for me to make the first move because it isn't. Yeah, because again, if 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 I hear the thing that my heart wants, then is it God saying it or is it just my heart? If there's someone who anybody at all would say is out of my league, who then says that God has told her that we're supposed to be together, that we are made for each other by God, then it's a completely different situation, isn't it, really? However, I would say she's not out of my league in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I'm probably nowhere near as loving as she is. I wouldn't imagine she's anywhere near as experienced in life or in wisdom and that sort of thing as I am. I mean, in a way, I hope she's not. I hope she hasn't gone through tons in life. I hope she's wise. I hope she's got wisdom, but I hope she's not got that degree of understanding, because she would have had to have gone through an awful lot to get it. So, I'd rather she has not done that for her sake. But we've both got things that we can bring to each other, I do believe. And that's the most important factor, really. We both got things that we can bring. So I'll be out of her league in some areas, she'll be out of my league in others. And that's how it should be, So basically the point of this video, folks, is just to say, if there's someone who that just being around them makes your life better, they just make, and that person is single and you're single, of opposite genders, then have that conversation together, pray about it, seek God on the issue, really seek God, ask for guidance, ask for evidence in that if this is God's will, because it certainly would suggest it is. Because if your life is made easier with somebody, then it means you're a good fit. Because the reason why life is difficult around other people is because you're not a good fit with them. Even for friendship, you're not a good fit with some people. So if you're a really good fit with someone, then it's quite likely that you are supposed to be with that person. So test it. I mean, my situation, even if this lady come and said that, I would still test it, and I would still ask her to test it as well. Because you can't just go by that. You've got to test it. You've got to make sure that it's God. You do. Because if it is God's will and you go for it, so much depends on that. If it's not God's will, then it's quite likely that the person you're supposed to be with is just around the corner. And once you're with that person, everything in your life will open up. But you don't want to muck it up by then being with this person who's not the right one for you. So always test it. Just because it seems right doesn't mean it is. Generally speaking, the way God spoke to me about it the other day, yesterday I think it was, is that there are many things in your life that are going to come together, and many important things that could be key things in your life. The devil is not going to attack every single one of them. He will attack one of them. He will try and tempt you away from one of those things that's important in the shaping of your life. But he won't necessarily try and attack all of them. He may try and attack all of them, but generally speaking, it'll be one of them that he's going to attack. And so be prepared for that. It could be a home. That you're looking for this home and this place comes up that looks a bit spot on. Oh yeah, it's absolutely perfect. Look at that, perfect. Everything about it's beautiful, just within price range. And you think, yeah. Well, then you set your heart on that. But then God brings his property, the one that he wants for you, and it doesn't look as perfect. Some work needs to be done. But that's the one that God has for you, because the location is also going to be very important in your life. The building itself, the work that needs to be done, the context you're going to make from doing that work are going to be important in your life. Of course, you don't see that because the devil's brought this wonderful property that looks perfect for you. Can happen with regards to a woman as well, or a man. You can have the person that God wants for you right just around the corner, and the devil brings someone who looks as if they're spot on. And if you've been waiting for that person for a long time, the chances that you will, get with the wrong person because they look right and because they're there a bit quicker than the right person is quite heavy. So test it all, folks. Make sure you test all these things, because it all matters when it comes down to it. So anyway, right, it's going to be night time soon. It's very late. It's 1:40 now. Feed the dogs, go to bed, get up in the morning. There's a lot more to share. One other thing I will share, when I was walking around with the dogs, again, it's a point, I've shared this so many times, but this thing that was coming into my mind again, that if God hasn't told you to do something, generally speaking, don't do it. Because I was speaking to God about the point about being led and guided by God. And that generally speaking, if God hasn't told you to do it, don't do it. Go right up to it, seeking God for wisdom and guidance, being led. But if you really don't feel anything strong that God is leading you, really, really, really leading you to do this or pushing you to do it, walk away. Just walk away. You can go back if necessary. An hour later. If God really does push you to go back, you go back. If you're going to miss it, God will push you to go back. No worries there. But it's better to walk away initially than to go back, than to go into something that you shouldn't be going into. Because there are people that want to serve, there are people that want to, their lives to mean something, and they keep getting involved in things that they shouldn't be involved in because they're trying to force something to happen. And when you try and do that, nothing's going to happen. It's you doing it, it's not God. It has to be God doing it through you, and God will lead you and guide you to that. You just have to be patient. So if God isn't telling you to do something, there's a 75% chance it means that God is saying don't do it. Okay? Again, with regards to relationships, that's why I said test it. Test it. Buying a house, test it. Buying a car, test it. Test everything. So your money doesn't belong to you, it belongs to God. So if you're buying a car, you buy the car God wants you to buy. Yeah? Right, you take care. God bless, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.